What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the release. I'm not gonna introduce myself anymore, man. You know, you guys should know us besides the names on the screen. Before we get into everything, okay, we got it. We got an intro beat now, okay. Thank you, Jackson, Mr. Jackson Dunlop, for making this beat for us, bro. It means a lot.
I don't know who you are. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
though.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
Thank you.
freaking sweet.
Yeah. So just let's get into it. Just let the beat die off, bro. Just let the song finish. So
Okay, bet.
just a couple announcements. So like I said, shout out Jackson for making the beat. Also, I keep saying this, we're transitioning to longer videos. Make sure to follow the YouTube. And also, once again, I keep saying this, we need topics. Just send us anything you want us to talk about. Any basketball topic you want us to talk about, and we'll try and do it, man.
I'll do research on the Chinese league. I don't even care.
Exactly.
Give me anything.
Give us anything,
I
man.
don't even care at this
anything.
point.
Okay, started off with some hot topics. Dame and PG ended their beef. You know, made amends. Speaking of Dame, Dame dropped 61. And also, they are in the playoffs, knocking out the Grizzlies yesterday with a very fun game to watch. Speaking of playoffs, the Suns, poor Suns, went 8-0 and still missed the playoffs. Also,
Hey,
the
it's still a
playoffs,
good sign, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to D-Book, too, man.
Yeah, man. The playoff seeding is released in the East, I believe, and in the West now. You
Yeah,
know?
the bracket's
both,
all made up.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really good, like the Celtics and the 76ers, or the Heat and the Pacers. The Heat and the Pacers is gonna be one of the best series to watch.
Oh.
Let's see. What? Oh yeah, okay. Lillard, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, T.J. Warren, Michael Porter Jr. all proved themselves. Okay. Dame is the bubble MVP.
Yep.
Rightfully so.
Stanley Johnson dropped 23. Westbrook is missing the start of the playoffs, sadly. Very, very sadly.
Damn.
Yeah, that's their guy, bro. What else is there?
Tragic, man. Worst time.
Man. The Raptors went 7-1 and had the most difficult schedule. That says something. Good for playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. The all bubble teams were released. Pretty good, man. They're pretty good. I think it was
Pretty
Dame.
accurate. Yeah, pretty accurate.
Yeah, Dame, Luka, T.J. Warren, Devin Booker, and who else was on the first team?
James Harden.
James Harden. I personally believe Michael Porter Jr. should have been on there, but then yet again, I don't know who to replace Michael Porter Jr., right? Two more things. Alvin Gentry is fired or released from the team, sadly. That's what they're saying, man. Sucks. He was not a bad coach. He was not a bad coach, but I don't know, man. There's always need for a change.
Now we have someone for a vacant job for the Sixers. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
If that ever happens.
This one's not basketball related, but Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier fought again yesterday, and Daniel Cormier retired after getting whooped by Stipe. Bad eye poke in there at the beginning. Daniel Cormier has a torn cornea. So I don't think it'll require surgery. I don't know what's happening, but he left the hospital yesterday. Yeah, sad stuff to hear. Sad to see Cormier retire. Potentially blind. You know, joining what's the name? Michael Bisping in the Glass Eye Club.
But we still love you. We still love you.
Still love you, Cormier. But let's get right into it, okay? So our first topic, okay? I had a heavy dispute with my good friend Pastor Brandon on this. I'm calling you out, okay?
Oh yeah.
My great friend Pastor Brandon texted me one day and said Damian Lillard is not a superstar. That's okay. That's a good statement. But then he went on to say you need a ring to be a superstar and or legend. So we're going to talk about that right now. What do you guys think? I'm going to let you guys bash. I'm going to let you guys do whatever the heck you want.
We did a little bit of this last time, but I side with the great Pastor Brandon.
So listen. The question is, do you need a ring to be a superstar and or legend?
Yes.
Someone go.
Yes, you do. Okay.
Why is that, Mike?
Unless you don't make an impact culturally, you're not going to be viewed as a superstar like a while down the line. Like people superstars are people that transcend the game of basketball. People outside the game of basketball don't know Karl Malone and John Stockton. They didn't win championships. They didn't make a cultural impact like AI did, because he somehow made it bigger than the game of basketball without winning a championship, which is rare. That's what you got to do unless you win a championship.
But he doesn't have a ring or anything. So is he considered a superstar or a legend then?
That's what I say. I think if the only exception is if you can make a cultural impact, if you can appeal to people outside of basketball. But if you don't win a ring, you're not worth anything. I'm sorry.
So then Giannis Antetokounmpo, is he a superstar?
No, he's not. Because will people down the line remember his name? Outside of the game of basketball? Will he be a legend? No.
Even if he never wins a ring, Giannis will be...
Crazy.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna save this for when I talk. Okay.
Compared him to someone further in the past, and if they didn't win a ring, would we know them?
So Mike, I have a couple more questions for you. Is James Harden a superstar?
No.
What? Oh my God.
He's okay.
Sorry.
What's the question? A superstar in basketball or a superstar like the brand, like James Harden the person? Because if James Harden the person,
a superstar player, is he a superstar person?
Okay.
And overall,
he's not a superstar person. No, you can't look at him and say like he's a massive celebrity superstar brand. No, he's a great basketball player.
Is he a superstar basketball player then?
Yes. But that's a different question.
He doesn't have a ring.
That's a different question.
He doesn't have
That's a different question. That's a different question. You know that's a different question.
It's still the superstar question. So
it is superstar question, yeah.
Like look.
Okay, we got to divide that in two things.
Okay, no. Do you need a ring to be an overall superstar? Together, everything. Do you need a ring to be
superstar now or a superstar later on down the line? Because I don't think James Harden will be remembered.
Superstar no matter what. Down the line now, whatever. So James Harden doesn't have a ring. So is he a superstar right now?
He's a superstar right now. Will he be a superstar down the line? Will people remember what he did in the game of basketball?
He's like the greatest scorer of all time.
One of the greatest, yeah.
One of the greatest.
That's a different topic. But I don't know. I think this deserves more of a talk later.
Brandon has a supporter.
Yeah, let's get him on the podcast.
Jordan, knock yourself out, bro.
Okay, all right. You made some good points. I'm not gonna lie, right there. I like the point you made.
Thank you.
You did make some good points.
But I disagree, though. I completely disagree.
And that's why I love this podcast.
Because there are too many players who are not talked about.
This one better
just in general, right?
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, there's even guys without rings that are not talked about. There's a guy, Moses Malone, two-time MVP, greatest offensive rounder of all time. You'll never hear his name. Ever by the media.
One of the most dominant players in NBA.
Guys like Elgin Baylor, George Irving, Charles Barkley.
Charles
not talked
Barkley,
about.
Man.
And the only reason Charles is talked about,
Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, James Harden won't be talked about.
Giannis.
That's just a crazy reality. So for me,
that is weird.
Any fan knows that those guys are stars.
Yeah, man, that's whack.
Giannis will win a ring though in the future.
Yeah, Giannis will win a ring.
He still has the time. None of those guys. I'm not saying they won't be. They don't have like the ability to win the NBA because they all do. But as it stands right now, I'm not quite sure. That's all I'm saying.
Because my good friend Pastor Brandon is saying like he's saying like pretty much his exact words are, if you don't have a ring, you're like nothing, bro. Like so. Okay,
that's a bit harsh. If
so
we're
look,
looking,
okay, you go first. You finish.
If we're looking at the spectrum and you go all the way over there, that's a bit crazy. Yeah. Obviously, you're not worth nothing. You're one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah. So
look,
Karl Malone and Elgin Baylor, two top 50 of all time players, top 30, don't have rings, and he says they're not superstars. Okay. And I ask him again, Is James Harden a superstar? No. Okay. Ask him again. Is Damian Lillard a superstar? No. Okay. Russell Westbrook? No. And I'm like, so then I asked him this: is Kevin Durant a superstar? A superstar before he won a ring, and then he hung up the phone. Because he's saying he beat me in the argument, and
that's debating that.
He's saying he beat me in the argument, and I'm super pissed about this. Then I said, is Giannis a superstar? He says no. So I'm just letting you guys know what he said, and he called me blasphemous.
Hey,
speaking on this.
Hey.
If he wants to join, if he wants to be a special guest,
I should have got him on. I forgot to send him the code.
Man,
it's crazy.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Nah, man. Yeah, as legendary talents need to be spoke upon. Rings or not.
Rings or not.
If we're going to talk about top 10 all time, yeah, you need a ring. But if we're talking about legends, there's a whole bunch of legends, in my opinion, that I talked about. So, I mean,
come on.
I think we just have a difference in opinion on what we define as a legend.
Come on, Pete Maravich is a legend, man. Ain't got no
Oh,
ring.
yeah. Dude, I totally agree with that. It's just, man, we gotta keep digging into this, because
he even said that if Michael Jordan or LeBron James never won rings, just the MVPs and all the accolades and everything, they wouldn't be legends or superstars. So
but
look,
the other people, I don't even know.
A ring is so important. I was telling him, you don't need a ring to be a superstar. Yes, you need some accolades. Like, you can get an MVP or two, or a DPOY, or first NBA team, defensive team, whatever the hell you want. Get some accolades.
Yeah, you need some awards, obviously. Yeah. You can't
accomplish nothing in your NBA career and just be an amazing player. You can't do that. And that's not what makes you a superstar. What makes you a superstar is like what Mike said, the culture impact, the team impact, the game impact. You don't need a ring for that. Look at how much James Harden has impacted the game. You know how much perimeter defense is necessary now? Because guys are looking at James Harden like, yo, I'm trying to drop 60 a night. And James Harden is going there, out there doing it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
People are using his move, that step back, the Euro step,
back.
drawing fouls on 3-pointers.
And you
people
think
are using
it's
it
a
now.
travel.
Dame's been abusing it since his.
Oh my God! You see players like, okay, Steph Curry's won a ring. You see players like Dame Lillard. Oh my goodness, one of the biggest threats from deep. He's literally, once this man crosses half, he's a threat. Right? Players are struggling to guard his ass because of what he does. And because how much he's impacted the game and impacted how teams look at defense, right? So you can't tell me that someone that changes an entire team's mentality on how to guard, not just him, but players following and up and coming, and players that are taking a look at him and saying, I want that. You can't tell me that that's not at least a superstar's mentality or a superstar. That's a strong argument, in my opinion.
We got to revisit this. I will admit.
I will revisit this.
Okay.
I'll do it one more time with Brandon on this.
Thing, man, you know.
Okay.
I will do it one more time with Brandon on this thing, because you can't look at me dead in the face.
Yeah, we got to get 2v2 though. We got to get teams debating for real. That might be its own set. That might have to be its own segment. That might be an hour itself.
I'm okay with that, bro.
But it has to happen. It has to happen.
Every time Pastor Brandon's on the podcast, these segments are like 3 hours, man. Man, in the end of the day, it's all love, Pastor Brandon, but your basketball opinion there is just weak. I really hope he watches this. I love you, Pastor Brandon, bro.